Dweg, you got to think about their own mental game off the back of that overwhelming loss.
Yeah, I don't know how you recover. They're probably in their own heads a little bit now. FaZe are just coming for their throat. They are coming for the 2-0. And even though their result was a loss against Fnatic and a win versus Aim Club, that was at the very last LAN that they played, literally last week. They picked Overpass in both of those best of threes, Jay. So it tells you that they're confident to play it.
Again, the only silver lining for Big is the fact that FaZe are not that great on this map in history. They'll start from the CT side for the favourites. Big quickly involved into the long access. The three core men are going to execute on B. Noise the alert to be generated. The short search, however, may well come up with information. One set of jewelries on Brokey, but it's Jacob on the actual side defensive. First contact to forward immediately from Grix's part. And into the bomb side, taps and domes in twists. This is far better on the start up from the Big side, but they haven't accounted for Brokey. And Frozen gets 2 out of heaven. He strikes back just when Big thought they might have had their own. Grix dropped all the same as Brokey will close out the pincers of the B bomb site. A 3-on-2 reclaim by FaZe. And JDC and Tabson well out position, well out of the bomb site here. Tabson domed in by Frozen. Oh my God, FaZe just can't be stopped.
I can't believe that is an immediate 5v3. Everything goes their way. You think, oh look, maybe the backstab might create a bit of chaos, maybe make it awkward. Frozen does everything. 3 kills in the round to set up that wrap, and JDC's been saying there is nothing more that he's going to find on this. They can all swing together. They don't even know about the player out towards Graffiti. What a round coming through.
Oh my word, Big. We got a 90-degree tilt at this stage. Like, how do you lose that round? Came in so thick and fast. Jacob and Twist falling effectively, and then it was just Frozen that turned it all around. And then Brokey unaccounted for. Jeez, Big. Still can't catch a break, it seems.
No, none at all. And this is where, for FaZe, you want to try and dominate from the start of this game for as many rounds as possible. You want to give yourself a really healthy lead going into that second half, because there will be some struggles, but you've got to get Big and their mindset crushed. And I think they certainly have achieved at least that first step of the plan after the scoreline of map number 1.
Big were routed. And a harsher eco for the second round here. We'll leave the SMG and the rifles around it to quickly clean house here. Barvin caught first with the double. Triple, Nuzugler eventually get secured in the end. Grix with 1 trade is all he's going to get. The rifle stay in for the FaZe side though. And the money now bolsters for Big to buy into their first set of rifles.
I mentioned that they picked Overpass in Drakland versus Aim Club and Fnatic. They got 3 rounds against the Romanians on their T side and then just 4 against Crims and the Ukrainian core. So they've got to look at it of saying, right, let's try and steamroll as much as possible. Let's try and give ourselves some really healthy streaks, just like we did in the last game. I mean, the way that they conducted themselves against Illwell was exactly how map number 1 went down here on Dust 2. Farfan, quick, coming out of the gate, looking for that first entry. Now, he's caught a good timing on info, but not enough to be able to strike with a kill.
Blamer and Grix will try and set themselves up to catch off Carrigan. They put them deep in nade. Thought the Blame was going to use that to open the smoke and try and bear down upon him. Instead, it will just fade, and Farfan takes a quick burst of fire. Both players on the scene. A blind shots, hoping that Carrigan re-aggresses. He's right to do so. Only a tag, not the frag.
But at the moment, they're playing 4B. They're just leaving Brokey as someone that can maintain that AWP, front side of the bathrooms, keep searching. No util has come towards him. We've not seen a molly out towards Divider. We've not seen further util of flashes. And Twist is going to rotate up, and it gets very silent from Big.
Nade damage continues to compound against the CT side. Big are on the front foot for the start of the round. Yet to find a kill, though. Doesn't mean anything in terms of guaranteeing the round itself. JDC will try and make a search. Brokey's AWP is watching the mid-access, dips out of the aggressive angle. Something more passive. And refaces to find Tabson in the end.
JDC needs to get a good timing. The jump spot is not seeing him out from Bang.
Engaged, still not found the JDC though. Twist wins the fight. A 5-on-3 ensues once again for FaZe. Big going to try and hit the bomb site regardless. The smokes will keep them suppressed. They can at least get the bonus cash injection, but really want to try and fend off the retake and hold around here.
Really composed for them in that 5v3 to not even keep fighting through that bank smoke, just regroup together as a unit.
Father now, attention drawn towards Carrigan, who seems to have a good read on what Big are planning here. Going to wait for the right moment to strike with the backstab. His teammates will make their way in first from bank and dumpster. AWP, shots missed out, but still Grits couldn't punish it. The jump face now reveals Blame F. 3 around that corner and doesn't get a damn thing for it. Farven sussed out by Carrigan, cut down by Jacob. And FaZe a flawless retake for a 3-0.
And if you're not worried, if you're on this big side, then I don't even know what you're doing in this grand final. Mate, they have just been owned. And perhaps this is now what the next few months is going to be like for preparation for the major. Even though the cutoff is now the major doesn't start straight away, they need experience against tier 1 teams. They need to get themselves at the higher end levels of the scene and against teams like the caliber of FaZe more regularly. Because if they go into the major playing like this, well, you're going to be going out of the major pretty quickly.
It's not looking good. Hero Galil for Blame F as Big start to get a bit desperate, honestly. On the opening kick, nades, Mac Incendiary's up, burst 5 from Blame gets absolutely nothing. Saw his man fired prematurely. And Jacob can tank a nade, but he gets the kill on Blame.
And now you just start getting the Galil in different hands. But it's another good setup out here on B. Re-smokes keep going down towards Monster, so you can't really keep accelerating B. Then there's more info that's going down from the A players. FaZe looks so conducted right now.
Advantage pure and true. Big gets spotted out towards short access. Carrigan, Jacob involved with the crossfire. Get those picks in more so. JDC next to full as his Grix 1,000 shortly after. Farther than 1v5. No chance. His first kill of the game is at least secured. But just seeing the lack of impact from Big, not improved upon from Dust 2 into Overpass. Not seeing any stance of a return. Not seeing any chance of a return. Another very good start on the map for FaZe.
And for you and I, Jay, I mean, Tier 2 is our scene, okay? We do these LANs, we cover these online teams. We know what the top of Tier 2 really looks like. The way that FaZe have played on map 1 and on map 2, you can just see the quality difference, can't you? The crosshair placement, the way they're playing off of one another, searching, it is different level completely.
And Big aside have only taken on top level Tier 2 opposition at best. I'll feel in the heart from that. Genuinely believe that there would be something greater about them. No matter what you bring it down to, the mentality, the complacency, the fact that they've got what they came for in terms of the major spot. Or just the fact that they were not good enough on this day. It's disappointing to see things end like this. And I'm talking like the series is over because it kind of does feel like it, even if we are only 4 rounds deep.
Oh, I thought that about round 5 on Dust 2.
Father will find Carrigan, try and force out a fight on Jacob as well. So tagged up heavy, H is coming in his direction, still flings the fight on towards Brokey. And that's a little bit more like it. Triple generated, 1 man worth of impact. The bomb's now going to commit towards the B site. And Big should get on the board.
Great work coming through from Farfen. And that is an individual sequence that we've just been screaming for across map 1 and map 2. We've had hardly any. And that was an uneasy round. I mean, you had Tabson already low on red HP. It was a 4v4. They needed someone to break open entries, to deal with the defenders out on B. Farfen steps up to the plate.
First on Big's board at last. Took the efforts of one man. Now they have to form around him and try and get something greater here. Try and return your own map pick. Might be T-side of Overpass. Still a great map for the big camp, so long as they can prove it here at this level. And those stats and those bases they can play from look to shine through. FaZe right back on the buy though. They have not taken that much of a hit to their economy state, but still got cash in reserve even now.
And you wonder at what point do FaZe finally get tested in this grand final? Is it the first half? Is it the second half? Does it not even occur at all? Big. Trying to see if they can follow rounds up in a row. Molly comes in, twist, insta swings, flash, and still somehow does not get traded by Blame F.
Very, very poor game from him. Underwhelming on map number 1 and fragless so far on map number 2. tabseN dead to rights with nothing re-secured by Big. Twist. And neither be sent his direction and try to clear up in that smoke. It's a good thing he didn't think back towards the connected doorway. Hold his nerve and try and hug the top composition. JDC is going to try and hunt him on a solo mission. Twist will disappear and Blame F still catches the man with a blind spray. There's your return.
Well, that's unlucky. Twist knows he's got to get out of there eventually, and he was just hoping for the right timing. But look at what's happened elsewhere. Carrigan has walk-pushed Monster. So now you start defending A, and you've got to try and block with util. Now, Brokey's got a smoke. Frozen's got an incendiary. Carrigan's backstab will win this round for FaZe.
Assuming Big can even make it through the defensive line. Frozen. HE from his teammates to try and reveal. Brokey takes tag damage, but Frozen lands on JDC. Advantage extended back towards FaZe's favour. And Carrigan slowly but surely closes in those pincers, but the M4s are not done on sight. AWP shot of Grix missed out. Father caught by Frozen on a double up. Triple not quite secure, but Blame F has got no further chances. Second kill in the round. Bomb lost to him. He's dipping away to try and fall out position. Carrigan trying to deny the save here from the bathroom's entrance. AK in his hands. Shot connects to the Dane. From the Dane, from FaZe.
And this is just such a humbling experience right now for Big, when really they should be elated with the qualification, and I'm sure they are. Since the release of CS2, Big have previously qualified to only 1 out of 4 majors, that being the Perfect World Shanghai major, where they didn't even win a single match in the elimination stage. Copenhagen, Austin, Budapest, they were all failures. So now that you've qualified to home turf of IEM Cologne, it's great. You get Big back on the map, you get them back towards Tier 1. But then I look at the way that you've performed in this grand final, and it puts a sour taste in my mouth.
Jacob continues to win fights against Farven. No casualties connected against FaZe. He is low HP. JDC still fragless in this matchup. Still fragless in this game particularly.
And he's up against an ex-teammate, right? Him and Frozen played 200 maps together on HLTV on Mouse. They even reached the semi-final of the IEM Rio Major a few years ago. So when JDC sees what Frozen's doing on the other side, he's thinking, man, I can't even shoot back right now.
Two very different career paths for two very different players, and even the backgrounds when they were batting together on Mouse. Advantage still for FaZe. Big yet to generate a response. JDC will be playing point of contact. Counter nades. Tickling his AP bars. Other HE's been broken and get close to the center of mass. Out of the Molotov fire and the back lines at the back of Dice. The backstabs will be a lot slower from FaZe this time. The bomb can at least try and get planted.
They're just so happy to play a retake, just like they did with the 5v3 previously. Now, is there an extremity player somewhere? Carrigan's going to come up from COD. Now, last time he activated very late.
tabseN's reading it, though. Check on timing. Carrigan looks up. Checks his man. tabseN puts him back down. Okay. Game on in this round. 4-on-4. And a shot from JDC. What a first to land. A second kill for him in the game. With Grix and Blame F finally chiming in. A little bit of coordination out of Big. A spark of life from the boys. It's still just one round and many, many more required for them to really mount up a winnable stance against this FaZe side.
Yeah, they've got to get themselves in an economy management break. They've got to make sure they can eventually force FaZe onto a double eco or even just a complete reset. The rebuy comes back after losing everyone, and you've still got an AWP, you've still got full M4s.
Quick out, short access, and a monster play coming in from Blame. If you walk right past one CT individual, footsteps heard, as Jacob was going to get caught. Grix close range against Carrigan, deals with him out monster, and just like that, Big has sprung into life. 5 on 3, Frozen, Brokey, and Twist falling away to save. JDC on the lurk will try and hunt them down, but the round is done.
A bit of a gimmick coming through there from Blame F, a lot quicker than we've seen previously. They're just scaling through the util. Both of the B players just didn't see it coming. And for FaZe, you hold on to 2, make sure you try and protect those weapons, make sure they don't get hunted down. Big have finally been able to get a few rounds in a row, and look, at least they can match up the 3 that they got out on map number 1, but you've got to be pushing for, let's say, 5, 6 T rounds from this position.
And to start here, and certainly more than we were seeing from Big on Dust 2. 3 weapons will definitely aid FaZe Clan's awkward buy state for the next round. Doesn't look like they'll get hunted down here. JDC's not facing the right angles. They're on economy state here for Big. All 5 will maintain their lives. And whilst FaZe can drop weapons, we're talking about $2,000 across the majority of players, so it won't be anything major. SMGs and get passed over with extra utility in mind.
And this is now going to be a testing moment for Carrigan to try and outcall the likes of Blame F. Start coordinating CT defenses. They've done very well to the start here of Overpass, but there's just a bit of pressure coming in from Big. The last thing you want is to lose this follow-up force by end up getting 5-5 and then give at least the international side here of Big a bit of momentum to work with.
Burn through a lot of their defensive utility. FaZe, of course, limited on the start and the outset. Still got smoke and an incendiary for Carrigan on the monster defensive. Flashes and HEs for Brokey and Twists. One of which just got used there to nobody out there. You connect the doorway. Similar strategy to the pistol round when long access going to be taken to try and play the low with the real execution coming in towards BB and Monster. That incendiary from Carrigan and smoke down to cancel it.
Yeah, Brokey's in a good position to deal with JDC in the front side of the bathrooms. We've not previously seen FaZe aggressive in the bathrooms. They've always been sitting back, playing dice, and more so out there towards the APC.
Rix is watching. Frozen. Found a gap in the defense. Footsteps were heard. The shot rings out from Grix, but he's not ready for Frozen's quick responsive. And now they have to try and commit the B side here. The game is up. The jig is over. The SMG of Carrigan still strikes down. Blame F can upgrade to a weapon. Farm going to take that bomb and counter-rotate that. They're not ready for Frozen to be extended. Tabson responds, grabs that bomb, and now JDC enters into the A bomb site. It's him and Tabson against Brokey, Twist, and Carrigan.
They know that there's got to be a lurk somewhere. There's no way they're going to counter-rotate that quickly unless someone's taken space.
Carrigan's in mid. 6 seconds. Oh, he just hit the end punch. They're going to go forward. AK's supposed to fight, and they just get both the kills back. JDC with a return, but that'll be enough. They stalled out the bomb a little bit too long. Tabson took a little bit too much time. And FaZe return once again.
And Big just don't feel comfortable at the moment in the server. You're noticing how slow the reaction is to faking B, then going back towards A, then even when they get it in the 2v3, rather than just forcing the plant straight away, they're taking time to scale up on the bomb side. And Frozen is being a serious impact man. Really good flood at the bomb site. You always know that they're going to create chaos when the time's that low.
Bricks up, no one goes down. Trying to reface towards the short access. His teammates getting in the way though, and Carrigan will not fall victim to the AWP. Instead he falls victim to blind sprays of Blame F, who gets lucky on that kill beyond the monster smoke. Bricks back away from contact. They've got that man advantage here, Big.
They're trying to get some util up from Twist. They're going to get a counter boost. We've not seen a lot of boosting on the CT side towards B.
Rich is watching it though. Sets him down. Big trying to generate some life in themselves, trying to generate some return on the T side. It has been hit and miss. And this round looks to be a hit. That might just be enough against FaZe, who are still limited on funds. They might be calling in save calls early. The execution set to the B side. Jacob forced away from Heaven via the Heaven smoke. Rotations of his teammates are not coming in at all here from FaZe. Indeed, they are going to make the concession. And Big will find 4.
It's just a bit unlucky. Carrigan was out there in Monster and BlameF breaks the smoke and just starts spamming. And once you get a clean connection on Overpass, you have to force some sort of info. It doesn't matter if it's a counter boost, if it's someone rewalking the bathrooms, checking out long. There's got to be some activity somewhere. And they try and get a boost with a flash, and Grix is just holding the angle, forcing that 5v3, forces in the gamble towards A. And Big get themselves up to 4. The difference now 2.
Can Big even the half? It certainly would be a far better result in the opening half compared to the last map up, which was so overwhelming from FaZe that Big never even had a chance to maintain evens. And you mentioned those T-side bases that FaZe had over Fnatic and Aim Club. They can continue to close this gap, then Big may still well do enough. As really unlikely as that seems, right? Like, it is still a map that's favourable towards them. Confidence still sits with FaZe, though. Prowess still sits with FaZe, though. And in general, they have been the better team in this matchup. But the numbers, the economy, the luck factor may all still favour Big at this moment. Again, the buy state is broken for FaZe. The 2 players that went down have SMGs.
FaZe have been able to work buys like this in the past. It was only a few rounds ago that they were able to convert one. Twist working out towards Connector. 4B early round, and the AWP even being brought over.
Jacob spray. Seems like it's line up a lot more damage than it really is doing to Tap from BlameF, but walk out, twisting con. Information called out. Only gets the 1 kill for a BlameF fast response. He's starting to really spool himself up here. He's starting to get back involved in this match. As one of the all-important rifles dropped there. Jacob with the other one, Brokey with the AWP. JDC on his search out towards this long position. He's been that lurker quite frequently. Brokey's all alone on the side defensive, though. This could be a backstab against him.
But it looks to be a really good timing for JDC, because it's only a solo A setup at the moment, and he's walking forward, which means the back's going to get turned here from the AWP. Frozen is getting a rotation back because there's no pressure out towards short. Still plenty of time here. It's the lack of util that's a bit concerning for FaZe.
Frozen's SMG is worried about that long access, but footsteps hold. Brokey sees his man. Then you see the swing out to the right-hand side of the dice. He gets his kill on Frozen. Second man's now crossed up. Shot does not connect. He's way too close. And that should send it on this round. Bomb plant secured. Carrigan and Jacob. Especially Jacob wants to consider the save call. Carrigan's found another M4. But no more than that. He will back away to keep a couple of weapons into the final round of the half. FaZe did force the issue here. Their funds will be broken, so Big will look to even the half. And well, considering where we started in this map up and in this series, that is a massive positive for them.
Yeah, it's a good recovery out on their map pick. We're just seeing JDC work a really good timing. It's a bit unfortunate for Brokey. He finally sees that they've crossed out, and what he's hoping for is, rather than strafing to the right and dealing with JDC first, he's waiting for the second player to arrive, and there's just quite a bit of spacing between him and Tabson. So eventually you start looking in both directions, and then your other bomb site player is not only out in the open, but doesn't even have an M4, so it's always going to be difficult to challenge those rifles. FaZe just didn't quite have the lean at the right time, didn't quite have the read. So more danger comes in. A 5th now for Big.
Indeed, a broken buy state for FaZe. So Big on track to even the half. And a huge result, all things considered, again for them. Jacob can at least throw from resistance, though, with one of the rifles that was saved over, finding Farther to kick things off. On AK to play with his own right, can pass that off to a teammate or his M4 back towards Frozen. Twists for Mars, getting out of dodge there towards Con. Long extension from Carrigan could provide threat. Twist going to ascend from the connect presence, seen by one. JDC takes him out. Now BlameF can walk up, not ready for Jacob though. Grix forced to trade Carrigan, keeps the man advantage on the other side of the map.
Oh, Brokey hears these footsteps, knows that there's at least 2 players really close by. They don't know that he's here.
Revealed nothing. Absolutely nothing, but it's all still a ruse. That bomb's still back over towards the monster entry pods. It might come down to Tabson in a 1v3. JDC's caught, Frozen takes him aback, and Grix now knows that his man out in the bathrooms, he's searching for him. Unawares of the player that's out towards Connector though. Tech9 swings, spams, and gets nothing. And now Tabson needs to plant and fend off a 1v3.
He's got himself a smoke, so he can get that down. He needs to fight though. He needs to take space.
Looking in Con, doorway's open. Jacob may have seen him, the CTs are quickly charging up, Incendiaries on shore, they definitely have the info. Jacob, bay out the shots and sprays, and I confirm it. Leans up, Orpa, missed out. Second engage, 1v1, last man pulled out of Frozen, and Tabson delivers an individual moment of his own. One that does even the half for Big, and maybe, just maybe, shows a sign of life.
Oh, fair play to Tabson. That is impeccable. Really well played. To be able to isolate those fights, to get drawn into that connector player, and then focus the attention back over. FaZe were being so protocol heavy in that 3v1. Didn't want to get the round over and done with too quickly. Didn't want to just wide swing him. They try and play it by the book, and instead the vet steps up. Over 900 HLTV land maps. Look at the movement. Backs off, and Frozen can't believe that they've not been able to get him in the end.
Okay, Big, what do you got for us? JDC's got himself a couple kills out of USPs already. 2 straight picks. And a man advantage as his trade does come down. FaZe on the back foot.
Well, they're going to have to work for this win now. It looked free for so many periods across map 1 and early stages of map 2. Grix and the jump spot from Tabson, all timing on this first player.
Good shot on Carrigan next. Clinical stuff from the USPs here. Brokey tagged, Frozen. Unaccounted for, does take down Grix. Brings us back to a manageable position as Tabson has tagged up of his own right. Backup has arrived and is also closing in towards the mid position. Frozen in his own 1v3. Can't hit the headshots though. Running out of ammo against Tabson, will go falling, but Farven takes the responsive. And Big are for the first time in the lead.
And we just had JDC hitting 2 nutty shots with the USP aggressively out from Party. That came out of nowhere. I think the sharpness has been okay. Definitely at a much higher level on Overpass than what it was out on Dust 2. But look at that. That may be one of the sharper sequences you're going to see in the entirety of the map.
Big have given themselves a key opportunity now. Pistols of FaZe unable to do much here in this round. The rifles will be out for the next. BlameF finds Carrigan, kicks things off on the right foot. And so long as the Deagle of Frozen doesn't dome any heads, he shouldn't see much threat in the round. Engaging his teammates, very awkward spray from JDC to completely contrast the USPs of the last round. M7 Grix. 2, 3, 4 caught by him. Can upgrade to that M4 as well. Keep it in play. Oh, and he's farmed a nice $2,400 of bonus cash. And the lead can extend for Big. Now rifles back in from FaZe.
And this is what everyone's hoping for, right? If FaZe are going to qualify to the major, they might as well work for it. It shouldn't just be an easy series where they can overwhelm a big organization. They were up 5-2, oh, 5-1, I should say, at one point in the first half, and now they're down by 2 rounds. So All of that early momentum has definitely disappeared. Some very good clutches have come through. And now this first gun round could see them going down 6-10.
I'm going to move quick to try and deny that here. On towards long access. JDC is the man to defend him. In fact, he's the only player right now on the A defense at all. Heavy-handed towards B as he checks, he fights and does win out on one on Jacob. Twist with the bomb on his back. Going to swing back in the flashbang. JDC is going to get caught off guard as a result of that. Caught flustered, mispositioned. At least the rotations are fast from Grix. He now holds the long access in a 4-on-4.
Even though they've seen the bomb, they're not mass over-rotating players. Now, Grix is getting forced away by Util, but he still wants to try and lean into the bomb site. Carrigan's got a really good timing.
Grix, higher ground taken. Carrigan swings up, spray through. The Grix lands his orb shot on Brokey. Twist trying to look for that gap in the smoke. Carrigan charging into the man. BlameF saw him. He tries to escape back to the back lines. Grix being faced. He's so ready for the day. No scope straight to the head. Frozen. Desperate to suss out BlameF right here. Head turned away, Twist looking on. They're both going to swing, and they will get BlameF, but Grix lands another kill. A triple in the round for Mars on the backstab, and Frozen in a 1v2. Bomb was dropped very early into that execution. A smoke will come down and give him a bit of cover so he can secure that plant. A little bit of bonus cash, but the retake is another thing entirely. The USP is seen, the AWP is spotted. Farven still weakened in the weapon state by comparison to Frozen, but he still lands that kill. And Big bring home 3 on the trot in this half.
Carrigan was just expecting that if I can get aggressive through that smoke, Grix is probably repositioned out there towards Bank, and instead he's just pretty much point blank at him. Always the best range to go for a no-scope. Mate, BlameF. I can't believe how long he survived for on the backside near trucks. They kept spamming that smoke, didn't they? They knew he was there. They just couldn't drop him. And then Farfen gets himself into a really tight off angle out from the flowers rather than being on rotation out from Banana, in from the bathrooms itself. Poor FaZe have got some pressure against them now. And for Grix, I mean, he's looked pretty average for the majority of this best-of-3 series. He's missed a lot of AWP shots. That will be some confidence for the young man to finally have a round where you feel as if you're competing, that you've generated a highlight.
And despite all those whiffs, all those moments that we've seen from him just looking very shoddy and a liability, he's still top fragging. 14 deep on this map up, and a massive sequence that definitely helped the situation there from Big. Maybe it's the end of his woes here in this series. Six in a row for Big. Advantage claimed over FaZe. Looking to extend it even more so with only pistols available for the favourite squad. It does look like Overpass will pan out in the way it has done for Big in the past. This is a turnaround that starts to maybe look a little bit threatening, especially going into that Anubis, a map that FaZe, in similar fashion to Overpass in recent history, have not been favoured on.
And you can only expect that the guys over at Sinners are just starting to believe a little bit. There's a bit of belief. Oh, there's going to be so many eyes on this matchup. And that's one of the great characteristics of VRS, not just in the Europe scene, but also in the Americas. Other games having implications on whether certain teams qualify or not.
I believe Blade Ito is co-streaming this matchup. Currently on his hands and knees, praying to whatever god he believes in that FaZe do bottle this. So far, Big have maintained that bottle job of their favoritism. JDC with a triple, Grix with a final. And they're getting really hyped up now. They're getting loud. Big know what they've done here. Collapsed in the first. Felt like they were going to collapse in the second, but brought it back from a major deficit. And now look to take their own map pick. It was an eco against the FaZe side, however, so temper expectations. The rifles will be back. But it could still lead Big into a 12-6 map point.
And body language does tell you quite a lot of information. It's a great sign for Big that they're getting loud, that they're getting pumped up. It means that they're treating this game seriously. A wake-up call after map number 1. A very disappointing performance out on Dust 2. If they want to consider themselves to be a threat at Tier 1, then you've got to be beating the Tier 1 teams. You may be successful in Tier 2. You may already have LAN titles, but you've got to play some of the best teams in the world. Tabson searching. Not seeing anything out here from the short water, so he's going to bring BlameF in, and they're going to keep scaling.
Look at the line of engagement from FaZe here. So wary of any contact angles. The jump face of Carrigan will get the AWP to reveal himself. JDC still in connector though. Might have a threat coming in from underpass. Meanwhile, Tabson, can't quite take the fight on Frozen. Loses his life in that one. Grix is good to trade back Carrigan though. Response is fantastic. Now, JDC's got to deal with Jacob in bottom corner. He finds him. Wonderfully done. Advantage reclaimed. Twist trying to get it back to an even stance, but nothing else is being offered by Big.
And no one's giving him an extension. JDC's going to finally start making some noise, but Grix is still pinned on this angle. If Twist overextend, the orb's just going to find him.
Grix will finally start to reposition to a much better angle. We might see several of them though. Shot back, trades are good. Bomb gets dropped. They have the information there for Big. BlameF can start to cut off the rotations into the B bomb side. JDC has backup right behind him. The shots are ringing out from that AWP. The swing in from JDC. Dry as you like, but Frozen will fall. And Twist on 36 can't win the clutch. JDC, he himself has stepped up. Was 0 and 6 at one point in this map up. Grix ain't the only man to turn his game around.
And this is turning into a serious choke now from FaZe. They were up 6-2. This is 9 rounds in a row from Big. And when we reflect on the second half, there's been a lack of bomb plants. We had that, what, 1v2 from Frozen where he got the bomb down and tried to fight against the AWP of Grix. And there was something, a bit of life in that round. But for the majority, it has been Big clotheslining them. I mean, even the statement they made on the pistol, right? JDC just getting the instant 2-tap.
BlameF finding the opening starts on Carrigan. Continue to compound FaZe's issues on T side. You mentioned that T side weakness earlier. 4 rounds against Fnatic, 3 rounds against AIM Club, and 3 rounds against Heroic in recent LAN performances on this map. And right now it might be no rounds against Big if they don't change this up here now. The first kill's gone the way of the CT forces. At least Frozen's found a trade back on Tabson, taking some amount of revenge.
And now the pressure really kicks in, not just now, but the last few rounds for Big. Because they know that FaZe they're desperate. They really need anything at this point. So they're going to start getting a little bit more individual. They're going to start getting a little bit more risky. Grix, that AWP is not seeing anything right now.
Frozen seen and sprayed. Farven frags him down. Grix now pressured at close range of the AWP. Twist can dome him. And JDC, right now he's alone. Twist not checking for him though. Last 2 players have been seen. JDC wary of Brokey. H is coming his direction. Will line right past him. And Brokey connects that kill. Farven first to the scene. He's low. The HE will catch him. And FaZe indeed look to steal here. BlameF up to try and clutch and deny. Up to the position I think he was just barely missed out on. BlameF searching around the dice angle. He knows that the bomb was planted default. He's got no util to block vision. Search for Jacob in mid. Finds him, can't get the headshot. The AWP will slowly closing the pins to BlameF with that quick kill. But where's the last man? No info on Brokey. Back is turned towards Long. The shot connects with the Deagle, not the AWP. It's good enough for FaZe. They finally score their first in the half, denying Biggs from that point.
Oh, just about. Tight round. That was very close, very competitive. And it ends the streak of 9 in a row. But let's be honest, let's be real with ourselves. Do we see this being an overtime? Do we see this being a 2-0? I don't think so. Big don't even have too much of an economical reset behind them after losing that round. They'll have no problem rebuying.
What Big have gained is still insurmountable in general. For the shutdown phase have been able to lose 8 on the trot. Grenade damage is good on Tabson and Farven, though they're tagged up. FaZe play from behind. And they play it slow.
Yeah, this is very slow. And Big, considering that the buy state is quite weak with the SMG, the util, let's just say the HP bars, you'd imagine at some point they need a bit of a gamble. Now there's a lurk smoke going on B, and Farfen's just going to get flashed to just watch the edge of it, just in case someone tries to scale out Monster.
Farben flashed in, but he just got spotted by Frozen there. Headshot taken. Carrigan now charges up into the bomb site. Gonna dive out towards water. Charge under WMF who will take him back with that M4 pulled out ahead of the knife. Lying inside the smokes of the CT players, as on the T side line. Tabson waiting for an angle of attack. BlameF's going to get caught. Grix deals with Jacob and now finds Frozen in amongst it. They still don't know about Tabson's position here. He can deny the bomb with this. HE's on Brokey, forced to reposition. Sprays a good of Tabson, denies him. Twist 1v3, one man pick. Second man known. Third player coming in on rotate. And that's the last man of the clutch. 1v1 on JDC. And Twist doesn't know. 10 seconds. Time's almost up. JDC just going to hide. Play behind the bigger box. No information to gain. Twist is charging up to make some noise. Oh, he's seen him. Oh, he gets him. And I think he just about wins the round for FaZe in time. Oh, man, that came down to the wire.
Oh, he's read that so well. He is not even thinking about the bomb. He's only thinking about the kill. JDC could be anywhere, but the experience tells him he's got to be around that bridge smoke somewhere. Oh, he was so narrow-minded to that one area, and it was the perfect read.
Twist comes up clutch. And FaZe have reset big. This ain't so simple anymore. Big's pistols. All they have to work against Brokey's, AWP, and the rest of the FaZe boys. You'll find the first kill damage on JDC. They will try and stack in against him, and he's just isolating each individual fight here. BlameF picked up next. He will go down soon enough, but the bomb can now commit towards the B side, knowing that there's nobody out here. It's one consolation prize for Big, but not one that will win around here. Have to let it go. Have to let it go back to FaZe. Secure the gun buy in the next round with AWP support. Rick saving that weapon for free, and Big get pressed up until the end.
Well, that save is huge, because let's just say Grix wanted an AWP in the next round. He wouldn't have been able to get one with armor. It would have been glass cannon. Not even a teammate would have been able to drop it over. So that AWP allows him to not only buy armor, but full nades. So that will make a difference. 11-6, now 11-9. Ooh, is there something here? I mean, win this next gun round, and it's an 11-11 game. And then I think if FaZe get it to 11-11, then you start backing them, don't you? Then you start giving them the favoritism to close in two.
Well, it just screams of that Magic result. Magic were up 11-8. Well, Big came back and won 5 in a row. Can they fight from the front foot this time and seal this deal on this map? Tactical has been called in by the Big squad. They have their buy basis. They have their chance to shut this down. Despite keeping 4 players in this round, FaZe is still lacking for reserve funds. This one still rests on a knife's edge. This map up still contested by both sides. FaZe, however, have momentum on their side now. BlameF finds a spray back on Jacob, boosted up into Con, sprays him down immediately. JDC gets tagged in the process.
Brokey's hoping for the B anchor to create a bit of movement out towards Monster. Carrigan's seen someone towards the barrels.
Barman just dips out of the way, not to lose his life. Might see some nades sent in their direction. They've got a couple available for Brokey and Frozen. Both men out on short if they decide to leave this short access from the AWP in particular. Svalva's not moving in that position. You've got Tabson still available also towards ramp. Brokey is expecting an aggressive phase. He's expecting someone to move forward, but that's just not the case here. Big and not biting.
Well, Monster's weak. If Brokey's not seen any movement, they know that there's no Monster play out. BlameF has got another spam kill.
It's like his third of this map, I believe. Several out on Monster on Carrigan. This time, one more down. Frozen and Jacob both called by BlameF. Farben utilizing smokes. HG's coming in his direction. Get tagged up, the 41 HP, but he's still alive and kicking. Carrigan walking in the side. Tabson hasn't registered his headshot though. No adjustments are there. The man's now been seen, and now Frozen needs to act. Father needs to act. He gets a triple sequence, and that seals it now. 12 to the board of Big. They're on map point.
That's a crazy sequence coming out from Blame F. The insta boost to look out towards Connector, strike with that first, and then for whatever feel it was for that second, spam that wood wall. Look at the timing against Frozen.
FaZe felt like they were this close to closing this series down. Felt like they had all the confidence in the world. And Brokey still does with the orb shot on Tabson, looking wonderful on the flick. JDC going to get pressured by 2 more down here. Can lean and con. Brokey's going to spring the trap. Shots on, connecting JDC to fall. We're in a 5-on-3 for FaZe here. Big will not close so easy.
And Brokey saying, whatever you can do, Blame F, I can do better. Instantly striking with 2. And now for Big, you start gamble stacking. And Farfan's already left the B bomb site. They are just going to leave 3 towards A, and if they hit B, they hit B. We save the weapons.
We're more beneficial towards them, but the AD fault is still centering around from FaZe. Bricks catches his man in con. Jacob down. Blame F back turn towards the other bathroom's entrance. Twist will get away at low HP, but get the kill back onto the man. Farman looking to face him with the other AK, but Twist lands his headshot. Meanwhile, the teaser moving on towards the B bomb site, and now Grix is missing shots again. The bomb will be planted, and the hunt is on for FaZe to take this weapon out of his hands, to give Big nothing to work with in the next. And try drag us kicking and screaming into the 24th round and into overtime for themselves. And indeed, Grix will fall to Twist. A triple from him once again. Stepping up for the FaZe side and denying Big's closure.
And this would just be the most FaZe way to qualify to the major. To be 6-11 down on your opposition map pick, to be up against 3 map points now on Overpass, and still get it towards OT, still win it and close in 2. Big. Well, they've definitely been the stronger team out on Overpass. It was a very good start coming through from FaZe to get themselves up at that 4-0, the 6-3. They've clawed, they've allowed Blame F to really show up. We had some low numbers from some of the impact guys. Oh, some of the shots, though. I mean, even Twist, the crosshair placement on the second kill that he got against Farfan. The first one was all right, but it's this one. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Look at the buy state of Big. SMG on Blame F, Famas out the Farben. Match is in for them to try and check for Jacob, but they don't see him at underpass. Nothing seen on the B searches, so the CT's back off entirely. Might end up formulating to a gamble over on the A bomb site. Twist map control certainly indicates it.
Look, Farfan is very light out here on B, and everybody else is just going to send themselves forward. Now, they've got one more resmoke that you would expect go down towards the front side of the bathrooms, maybe with 30-odd seconds on the clock. It's coming a bit earlier than I thought.
And start searching here. They might be lulled into a false sense of security. No shots on JDC. P250 of Grix gets tested a little bit, but he gets away with that kill. Jacob with a responsive. The bomb has been dropped, though. Carrigan looking to search for other options. Utility being sent in from long, though. Going to try and indicate this to be a full-on A commitment. Even so much that the FAMAS has left the B bomb site. And the rotations are in full effect now. Player at heaven, that's Farven, firing blindly, trying to catch a player from the edge of the bomb site, but nothing else is gained. Bomb will be secured. Money from Big would stack up into a buy in the next, but they've got an AK on Tabson. A guaranteed rifle on Farven. Only $1,900 a loss bonus. They want to stick it out. They want to keep this Kevlar. They want to keep these guns.
And we are yet to see an overtime in from Big. We have seen them get to round 24 in the past. It happened against X-Zero Tenacity in the last map of Nuke, and it happened against Magic out on Overpass. Both times with 13-11 wins. So they've got that in the back pocket, that they know that they can close right at the death. And as for FaZe, we've been talking about it all series, they've not given double digits over to anybody. So this is the first time that they've been tested right at the end.
They're on for OT on map number 2. One of the last chances that FaZe have at this 2-0. Big to win this would drag us into a third. Anubis, again, unfavored on its histories on FaZe's part. Big may look to strike them down. Look at the extensions as well. JDC, the most aggressive he's been outside of an eco. Hearing the footsteps coming into the bar, to the park side, I should say. Where Grix is lying in wait with the AWP. Flashbangs forward. They're going to start searching. The boost has spotted their man, but JDC is still an unknown element. Shots ringing out. Carrigan better hard check this. They're moving on towards the park. M4 spray goes awkward. Carrigan gets his kill. Grix at least finds Brokey in the interim. He maintains a 4-on-4.
And Twist is taking that moment to now take long space. Blame F out in connector, fully tucked.
Jacob, back turned. Timing's perfect for Blame. They're down to 3. FaZe seeing the swing. The shot from Grix gets a little bit overly zealous, and Twist brings it back to evens once again. The A site's looking light on defenders, so Tabson will get back there. But FaZe slow it down.
Yeah, Blame F is still in connector, so Carrigan knows I can't bring that bomb through that area until we clear it out. Twist was long, now he's bathrooms. 40 seconds on the clock. This is going to be an A-lane, and Blame F is still dangerous.
.30 seconds, Twist. They searched on by Tabson, and the headshot comes in for the German. Here's them coming as well towards the bathrooms. He's going to re-aggress, find a spray to a 2K. Carrigan good to trade, but now he's also low, running in with the bomb pulled out. Farven can end it, and Big can send us into a third from the death. Decimated, but not out of this one. We will be off to Anubis to see whether they can spoil FaZe's chance at the Cologne Major.
3 back-to-back best of 3s in the playoffs, and 13-11 wins coming out there from Big. Oh boy, there's some relief that we get towards the decider there. That was not an easy map to close out by any stretch.
Yeah, you saw Tabson there wiping the sweat off his brow and head and his hair because, geez, that did get down to the wire. And at a certain point, like you and I were saying, like 4 rounds in, geez, this looks like it's so over. FaZe are all over them. FaZe are looking amazing. Big have got nothing in this one.